Sunshine, and members of our audience are getting a copy. Thank you so much for being here. You were really a very good audience, I have to say, laughing at everything. I love them.
And a thank you to Abby for being here all week.
Abby.
I love you guys. And I love all of you.
Abby, this is your last. This is it. I know. For now. For now.
I'll be back. I'll see you guys
Come again. You'll be back. So everybody have a great day and take a little time to enjoy
The View.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
The end to the partial government shutdown could be in sight. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. The U.S. Department of Justice is investigating California and Maine for the state's practice of surrounding the housing of men with female inmates in the state's prisons. And a fourth person has been arrested in connection with a large drug bust in Herman. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey, Susan, happy Friday afternoon. We have a small craft advisory that is up until 8 a.m. Saturday along the coast. We're watching for some high surf that is occurring along the coast at this moment in time. The radar and satellites showing the last of the rain and snow chances clearing out. We'll have some sunshine and clouds developing for the rest of the day. As we do zoom things out, here's a look at things with this cold front that is now tracking to the south and east, so things are relaxing as we do move forward in time. So here's a look at things at this point. Look at this, looking very nice this afternoon. Sunshine and some clouds developing. We'll still have some clouds overnight, and even as we head towards your Saturday, still not looking too bad. Sun and clouds as we do move forward. So overall, some gusty winds reaching up to about 25 to even 30 miles per hour today, and still some wind later on tonight. And even as we head towards tomorrow, the winds relaxing a bit, and then as we head towards your Saturday, some gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour. So for today, mid-30s, mostly sunny to some clouds, windy, and that northwest wind up to about 30 miles per hour. Later on tonight, we have low teens, partly cloudy, north wind at about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast moving forward, we have sunshine, some clouds today. Temperature is in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. We're one step closer to ending the long lines at the airports around the country. The Senate passed a bill to fund most of the Department of Homeland Security. It still has to be approved by the House and signed by President Trump. As ABC's Perry Russom reports, it's unclear when that will happen and when TSA officers could finally get paid.
A major breakthrough in ending those long lines at airports around the country.
The bill's amended is passed.
The Senate passing a bill that would fund most of the Department of Homeland Security, including TSA. The lack of funding has caused weeks of missed paychecks, forcing TSA officers to call out of work in record numbers. Officials say TSA wait times have become the longest in the agency's history.
I just feel like it's unacceptable. Like, it should not be happening.
Hours before the Senate vote, President Trump ordering DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin to immediately pay TSA officers to address the emergency situation. Congress now one step closer to ending the partial government shutdown. The Senate bill would fund TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. It excludes ICE and parts of Customs and Border Protection. Those agencies still getting funds from the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill.
Throughout it all, Senate Democrats stood united, no wavering, no backing down. We held the line.
The bill passing without the changes Democrats have been fighting for, including demands for ICE agents to wear body cameras and banning face masks. Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer says there will be opportunities to still get those reforms, but he did not provide more details.
Democrats didn't actually want a solution. They wanted an issue.
This is not a done deal just yet. The House still has to approve the bill, and they are about to go on a 2-week recess. House Speaker Mike Johnson speaking to reporters this morning saying, stay tuned. Perry Russom, ABC News, New York.
In recent months, the Department of Justice demanded voter data from all 50 states. Maine is one of those states that pushed back and denied the government's request to turn over sensitive voter information. On Thursday, oral arguments were heard in the state of Maine's motion to dismiss the case. Secretary of State Shannon Bellows says the Justice Department argued in court that the federal government should be the one to determine voter eligibility and wants to review Maine's lists. Bellows says attorneys for the state argued that Maine performs highly diligent, ongoing oversight and maintenance of the voter rolls to ensure accuracy. She said 92% of Maine's voting age population is in fact registered to vote. While the government points to that as a sign that the state isn't properly maintaining voter rolls, the state said that's just not true.
The DOJ said that that is a sign that is too high, and they think that is a sign that we're not keeping our voter rolls up to date. The attorneys arguing today on our behalf said, of course it's not. Keep in mind, Maine has one of the highest rates of voter participation in the country. The fact that we have high voter registration is because we have a lot of citizens who love to vote.
The U.S. Department of Justice is investigating California and Maine for the state's practices surrounding the housing of men with female inmates in its prisons. The DOJ says it is looking into whether Maine is violating the constitutional rights of women incarcerated at the Maine Correctional Center in Windham. Specifically, the DOJ says they are investigating allegations that a biological male inmate was allowed to remain housed with women despite complaints that the male inmate had assaulted or harassed female inmates. The DOJ said the investigations are pursuant to its authority to enforce the Civil Rights of Institutionalized Persons Act, or CRIPA. U.S. Attorney for the District of Maine, Andrew Benson, said in part, quote, "The U.S. Attorney's Office is committed to protecting the civil rights of all Maine citizens, no matter where they live, and will work with colleagues in the Civil Rights Division to ensure that this vulnerable population is protected from harm while housed in state custody," end quote. A fourth person is now in custody in connection to a drug investigation in Herman. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office initially arrested 3 people Wednesday after executing a search warrant at a home on Croghan Road. Investigators say they seized more than a pound of meth, crack cocaine, and fentanyl. Following additional testing on drugs collected during that raid, the Sheriff's Office says they confirmed the presence of both methamphetamine and cocaine. They say that led deputies back to the residence where they arrested 74-year-old Sherry Kluge. The Sheriff's Office says the investigation is still active with the possibility of additional charges or arrests. All 4 suspects are expected in court this afternoon. There was a guilty verdict Thursday in the trial of a man accused of killing a man from Windham. Joseph Shute of Leeds has been convicted of murder in the death of Alex Jackson. Jackson went missing in May of 2023. His body was later found in a barrel near a family camp in New Hampshire. Police say he had been shot in the back of the head. Prosecutors say Shute owed Jackson money for a construction loader, and he feared losing his farm if he was forced to pay up. Detectives say Shute's ex-girlfriend told them how she helped to get rid of the body. He'll be sentenced at a later date. A Glenburn man allegedly dodging a prison sentence has been arrested by the Sheriff's Office. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office says on Wednesday, deputies and detectives conducted an investigation into the whereabouts of 41-year-old Donald Searway of Glenburn, who had warrants for his arrest and had failed to report to jail for a 2-year sentence. He had been found guilty on September 29, 2025, and failed to report for his sentence. An arrest warrant was later granted. The Sheriff's Office says on Wednesday, Searway was in a vehicle on Union Street in Herman and was then stopped on the Billings Road in Herman. He was immediately arrested. He was also charged with unlawful possession of scheduled drugs. LD 1822, the Maine Online Data Privacy Act, is a contentious measure that co-sponsor Representative Amy Kuhn says is the most heavily lobbied legislative session. Thursday, the House lobbied the measure. Our Callie Warren has the details.
Chair will close the vote. Clerk Run told Chair will announce the vote. 74 voting in the affirmative, 70 in the negative. The motion prevails. It will be sent to the Senate.
That narrow passage on Thursday was for LD 1822, which would enact an Online Data Privacy Act. Representative Amy Kuhn, who first presented that bill, says it's been 6 years in the making. Legislators say it's been controversial each time.
So what do we have to do to get a data privacy bill passed? We agree, we change it, we have it in front of us now, Mr. Speaker. And I think it's high time that we pass this bill.
What makes this bill so contentious in the legislature is not so much the actual privacy protection measures.
We need a privacy policy in place, but we need one that strikes a balance, Mr. Speaker. One where we actually listen to the businesses that just an hour ago we were talking about wanting to help and support.
Critics have raised concerns around small businesses still being able to use data to advertise to interested consumers.
What this version does is it far exceeds what other states in our region and across the state have implemented, and it would place our main businesses at a disadvantage in reaching new customers.
Supporters of the bill say it wouldn't affect local business or nonprofits, as there are exemptions written into the legislation. As it stands, the bill would restrict the sale of personal data, including but not limited to sensitive information, such as gender identity and sexual orientation. Additionally, it limits the sale of any data belonging to children.
It is more urgent than ever that we pass this now. As was referenced earlier, the director of the FBI recently admitted under oath before the Senate Intelligence Committee that the U.S. government is buying the precise geolocation data of American citizens and using it for tracking.
This bill now faces further votes in the Senate. Callie Warren reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, organizations are calling on lawmakers to continue funding the state's eviction prevention program. We've got details when we return.
Diabetes isn't a death sentence, but it is absolutely a life sentence, and you have to figure out how you're going to keep your kid alive. So when you find somebody from the government that's on your side, and happens to be Susan Collins at the same time, that was just magnificent. After the meeting in Portland for my wife and son, my wife came back. She was 10 feet tall. She'd felt seen, she felt heard, and she felt like we had a powerful advocate on our side. It was a big step towards healing.
Thank you, Senator Collins.
Please continue delivering for T1 families.
I'm Barry Higgins from Maple Lane Farm. We have our own beef herd here, around about 800 head, and it's raised right here on the farm. And we go direct to the consumer. No middleman, all natural, good old-fashioned Maine beef. Our quality is unbeatable. We have specials on Facebook every week. We guarantee our product 100%, whether it be beef, pork, or chicken. And we have a small selection of lamb also.
Maple Lane Farm, a candy store for a carnivore.
Hi, I'm Tony Hafford from TC Hafford Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Since 1991, over 15,000 Maine homeowners have trusted TC Hafford Basement Systems to fix their basements. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snowblowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
When it comes to your home, go to the source. Go to R&B's Home Source in Madison. R&B's Home Source has home comfort, convenience, and savings all wrapped up in one location. From the living room to the dining room to the bedroom, we have some of the best values in furniture and bedding. For the kitchen, R&B's Home Source has top-notch appliances from fridges to ranges, even washers and dryers. And sit back and relax with quality electronics. We service everything we sell too. For your home, go to the source. R&B's Home Source, Lakewood Road, Madison.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Israel today threatened to escalate and expand its attacks on Iran, even as President Trump gave Tehran more time to open the Strait of Hormuz. With stock markets reeling again today and the economic fallout from the war extending far beyond the Middle East, the president is under growing pressure to end Iran's chokehold on the strait. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest.
As the war with Iran nears 1 month, the attacks continue. Israel saying it will escalate and expand its strikes against Iran. The IDF saying overnight it struck sites used by Iran to make ballistic missiles and aerial defense systems, including in the capital of Tehran. Iran, meanwhile, continues its retaliatory strikes, firing missiles and drones into Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. President Trump announcing he's extending the deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, giving Iran 10 more days. The president telling Fox News,
"They said to me very nicely through my people, could we have more time, because we're talking about tomorrow night, which is pretty quick."
If Iran doesn't comply, the president again threatening to target its critical energy infrastructure. It comes as the administration looks to negotiate an end to the war. During a nearly 2-hour meeting with his cabinet Thursday, the president insisting Iran is begging to make a deal, even as Iran says negotiations are not taking place.
They said yesterday that we weren't negotiating with them, and now they admit that we were negotiating with them. So they want to make a deal.
Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, says the U.S. has delivered to Iran a 15-point plan that forms the framework for a peace deal. Pakistan is serving as a mediator between the two countries.
We will see where things lead, and if we can convince Iran that this is the inflection point with no good alternatives for them, other than more death and destruction.
Iranian state media reporting that Iran is responding with its own demands, an end to the attacks and compensation for damages from the war.
New reports say the Pentagon is considering sending an additional 10,000 U.S. ground troops to the Middle East. The White House says any announcement on troop deployments would come from the Pentagon, but the president always has all military options at his disposal. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The Maine Department of Energy Resources released their latest survey, which shows the price of home heating oil has reached a statewide average of $5.40 a gallon. That's a 41% increase since the war with Iran began. Kerosene prices averaged $6.29 a gallon on March 23rd. They say, based on a standard 275-gallon oil tank, residents are now estimated to pay approximately $435 more to fill their tank to capacity than they would have a month ago. Dan Burgess, the acting commissioner of the Maine Department of Energy Resources, says, quote, "We have been tracking heating fuel prices for more than a decade, and this level of increase in volatility is historic, comparable only to price spikes following the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Members of the Maine's People Alliance lined the halls of the State House Thursday, holding signs and speaking directly with lawmakers, urging them to prioritize tax fairness for Mainers. The group is calling on legislators to support 3 measures. First, raising taxes on corporations with more than $3.5 million in profits. Second, adding a surcharge on individuals making more than $1 million, with that money specifically going to fund K through 12 public education. And third, revising Maine's tax brackets. Supporters argue these changes are essential to sustaining core services across the state.
Taxes fund everything. I mean, really, taxes are where the rubber hits the road in terms of all of our policies. So if we don't have taxes, that can fund things like health care and child's care and, housing, then we can't have those things.
Members of Maine People's Alliance stood alongside Maine Equal Justice as both groups called on lawmakers to continue funding the state's eviction prevention program. The pilot program, launched in 2024, has served nearly 1,300 Mainers. Advocates are now pushing for full funding to extend the program for another 2 years.
It has contributed to a measurable decline in evictions, down 30% since 2024. And helped ensure that families facing a temporary crisis and very high rents have a chance to regain their footing. These are not just statistics, they are thousands of parents, children, older adults, and workers who are able to stay in their communities.
State representatives from Bangor also stood in solidarity with them, calling for change. After the break, company is looking for people with specialized training. We're in Castine yesterday. We'll be right back.
I was born in Blue Hill back when it was still possible to be born there. So long as Big Pharma calls the shots, hospitals will keep closing. In the Senate, I'll fight for you. I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message because we should shut down Big Pharma, not our hospitals.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
Furniture shopping is all about choices. Like, should I wait for a sale or get the lowest and best price every day at Bob's? Should I get my extendable Betty dining set with gray, russet, avocado, or teal chairs? Do I want my Elm real marble dining set with a natural finish or espresso finish? When I'm hosting a party on my show-stopping Beaumont dining set, what am I going to put in the hidden drawers?
Candy! Everyone loves candy. Get feature-packed dining and wow-worthy prices. Oh, my Bob.
You know, we can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With decades of experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
I was born in Blue Hill back when it was still possible to be born there. So long as Big Pharma calls the shots, hospitals will keep closing. In the Senate, I'll fight for you. I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message because we should shut down Big Pharma, not our hospitals.
With Easter and Passover right around the corner, I thought that it would be the perfect time to share a recipe for one of the best flourless cookies I've ever eaten. You see, a few weeks ago, Brenna, one of our producers, brought in a batch of homemade almond cookies for someone's birthday. Let me tell you, they were to die for. She started by beating an egg white until it doubled in size, but not to the point that it was stiff. To that, she gently stirred in some sugar. After that was combined, she slowly folded in some almond meal, a splash of vanilla and almond extract, and a touch of salt. And as for the almond meal, which can also be known as almond flour, we can find that in our markets right with all the baking stuff. Then, since the batter's kind of sticky, she used 2 spoons to drop dollops of it onto cookie sheets lined with buttered foil. Then she topped each one with an almond and baked them until they sort of firmed up and turned golden. Once these cool, you'll end up with the tastiest cookies ever. And besides these being perfect for Easter and Passover, they're great for anyone who's on a gluten-free diet. I sure hope you'll go online and get the recipe for Brenna's Angel Almond Cookies so you can add a new cookie to your holiday dessert lineup. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a lighter way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
The rising use of plastic worldwide is exposing us to higher levels of micro and nanoplastics, which can have an impact on our health. Microplastics are small as the width of a red blood cell, and nanoplastics are even smaller and can only be seen with a powerful microscope, making these plastics difficult to detect even with conventional methods. One team at Florida Polytechnical University has come up with a new method. The team developed a modified electrochemical sensor that detects the presence of nano and microplastics using just a drop of water. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the data to pop up on a smartphone. That data can then be quickly shared and used out in the field. The research team's work earned them a U.S. patent and a publication in the International Journal.
When it's made with the molecule that we want to detect already implemented into it, we can then remove that molecule, and then it can be used, this sensor can be used to detect our target analyte at the parts per trillion level, just using a single drop of water.
The team is working on using that technology to detect other things such as testosterone in saliva and PFAs, which is another huge health concern. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
See that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah?
I only paid...
Enjoy your new car. Yeah, you too,
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Tucson SE for $209 a month or get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Welcome to outdoor living. Welcome to Granville Stone and Hearth. Goodness knows we've been cooped up long enough. Make plans now to enjoy the outside of your home, too. Come to Granville and see, touch, and imagine what you can do in your backyard. Light a path, light a fire, grill a meal, sit a bit. It's all in stock. There's a staycation right outside your door with expert help from Granville, one of the largest outdoor living suppliers in Maine. Granville Stone and Hearth, Main Road, Holden.
Falls are the #1 cause of injury to senior citizens. Acorn Stair Lifts has the solution. Just don't fall. Sit, relax, ride with an Acorn Stair Lift, the world's leader in stair lifts. Don't let limited mobility keep you from going up and down your stairs, even outside. Call Acorn Stair Lifts now for a free information kit and no obligation quote. Why risk falling when you can safely ride?
Our Acorn Stair Lift is definitely more affordable than moving.
The Acorn Stair Lift has a padded seat and backrest. Safety sensors stop the chair if there are obstacles. The seat swivels and locks so you don't twist your body. And the Acorn Stair Lift folds away. It even runs during power outages.
I was really surprised at how little it cost.
Call 1-800-732-2971 right now for your free information kit or visit our website today. That's 1-800-732-2971.
See that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah?
I only paid...
Enjoy your new car. Yeah, you too,
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Kona SE for $139 a month or get 3.49% APR for 60 months. Hurry in.
Let's get that weekend forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, Susan, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center, now offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. Alrighty, here we go. We have a small craft advisory that is up until Saturday at around 8 a.m. along the coast. We're watching for some active surf that is occurring at this moment in time. Wayfinds, all right, 4 feet right there, but farther off towards the north and east, you see the contours right there indicating where it is a little more active, hence why that advisory is up. Farther out towards sea, here we go at around 8 to 10 feet according to the buoys. You can see some green right there, which tells me that there's definitely some higher surf occurring. Alrighty, the radar and satellite showing that cold front tracking off to the south and east, and that is why the ocean is active at this moment in time. We are going to be seeing a lot of sunshine, some passing clouds as we do move forward. Let's zoom things out. That's that cold front right there. It's actually a pretty sizable one that is moving towards the south and east at this moment in time. The precipitation weakening too as we do push forward. Futurecast moving forward. We'll have a lot of sunshine this afternoon, some passing clouds later on tonight, some clouds and some clear skies mixed in. And even as we head towards tomorrow, some clouds and sunshine with more clouds as we head towards the afternoon. And even as we head towards Saturday night, it tries to get some snow going. If it does, it'll be primarily to the north. And then once we head towards Sunday morning, notice we'll have some clouds and sunshine mixed in. Gusty winds today up to around 30 miles per hour. We'll have a few areas of gusty winds still hanging around later on tonight and reaching up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour, backing off more overnight. And then here we are by your Saturday, some gusty winds picking up yet again. Our average high temperature is at around 45 degrees to 44 degrees, I should say. We'll do 30s today and tomorrow, but temperatures rising Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday, and then backing down down again Wednesday and also in your Thursday. Your forecast for today, mid-30s, mostly sunny, some clouds and windy, northwest wind at about 30 miles per hour. By tonight, lower teens, partly cloudy, and that north wind at about 5 miles per hour, some higher gusts possible. Lower 30s tomorrow, partly cloudy, north wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. Mostly cloudy for your Sunday with highs in the mid-40s. And then Monday, rain chances, highs in the low 50s, upper 40s for your Tuesday. Some rain and snow switching to rain.
Thank you, Devin. If you build it, they will come. That's exactly what happened with the spring career fair at Maine Maritime Academy. School officials say when it began, about 20 companies attended. On Thursday, over 100 companies were there. Many of those companies have hired MMA alumni who returned to the school to talk with students who are graduating and those looking to make connections.
I graduated 3 years ago, but the seniors now were on my junior cruise with me. And so whenever they walk through, they're like, I remember you in uniform. And so the conversation starts.
School officials say with over 50% of MMA students historically securing multiple job offers before graduation, it highlights the intense global demand for specialized talent from Maine Maritime Academy. The Oakland Zoo is cautiously optimistic on the health of an orphaned mountain lion cub found earlier this month. Officials there released video this week of a cub now named Clover, and the caption of the video called her a fighter. They say that her blood glucose is stabilizing and that she's eating well. Members of the zoo rescued her this month from the side of a road in El Dorado County. She weighed half of her ideal weight and had many other health issues. They noted her fragile state, but in the social media post highlighted that they're more optimistic now that her condition will continue to improve. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
It's back, Bangor. The Greater Bangor Area